everyone, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today.
May 30 is Goa Statehood Day, and we will showcase some of the state's top spots. As millions are setting off on the journey to Mecca for the Hajj pilgrimage, we show you a story from Saudi Arabia. In Istanbul, one of the most iconic sites in the city is Istiklal Avenue. Now, its famous tram is getting a makeover. We also feature a new special airline that aims to revolutionize flying for dogs, no matter their size. Let's begin.
Goa in India is one of the most popular spots in the country. As the state celebrated its statehood anniversary this week, we tell you about some of the best spots you can explore here and make the most of the sunny summer in Goa.
Goa is one of India's top destinations for various experiences. From the serene beaches and bustling streets to its forested, wild quarters and many spiritual sites. Do you know about its history that is just as fascinating? Goa was a Portuguese colony for over 450 years, until it was liberated in 1961. It was granted statehood on May 30th, which is celebrated as Goa Statehood Day. With so much more to explore in one of the smallest states in India, we tell you the most unmissable locations you can include in your Goa bucket list. Perhaps its most iconic feature, Goa's countless beaches, will refresh your soul. You can pick from an endless list of captivating beaches like Kolva Beach, Arambol Beach, Morjim Beach and Palolem Beach. You can even enjoy delicious food at several restaurants on the beach side. There's still more to find here, with Goa's beaches hosting its vibrant nightlife. Explore the exciting beach festivals and parties to unwind under the stars. Goa's scenic towns and aesthetic neighborhoods attract tourists too. Fontenas, an old Portuguese colony, is one sunny spot. Colorful buildings boasting Portuguese design, local culinary delights and vintage aesthetics take you back in time. A must-visit spot for some stunning snapshots. How can one forget to visit the quaint churches of Goa? The Basilica of Bom Jesus and the Church of St. Francis of Assisi are especially popular among tourists. The picturesque Mangeshi Temple is another place to find some moments of calm. If you enjoy experiences in the wild, there is something for you too. Visit the Bondla Wildlife Sanctuary and Dr. Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary for an unforgettable journey in the heart of Goa's forests.
The season of the Holy Hajj pilgrimage has started, with millions setting out on the spiritual journey. For the first time, the Indian Hajj pilgrims were allowed to travel directly from Jeddah airport to Mecca aboard a special train. Take a look.
For devout Muslims around the world, the Hajj pilgrimage is a profound spiritual experience. It comprises one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is believed to clear one's misdoings and bring one closer to God. In the 7th century AD, the Prophet Muhammad consecrated the holy Kaaba site and inaugurated the Hajj. The sacred journey has continued ever since, and this year too, millions worldwide have already commenced it. In a first for Indian pilgrims wishing to perform the Hajj, they can now travel from Jeddah airport to Mecca in a high-speed train. Called the Haramain high-speed train, the rail car covers 450 kilometers and has a top speed of 300 kilometers per hour. The first group of pilgrims recently boarded the train, escorted by the Indian ambassador Suhail Ejaz Khan and the Consul General Muhammad Shahid Alam. Inaugurated in 2018, the Haramain high-speed train is a landmark project in Saudi Arabia. It connects the two holy cities of Mecca and Medina and offers a comfortable and hassle-free transportation solution for pilgrims. Previously, all Indian pilgrims had to rely on buses provided by the Saudi administration to cover the same route. This year, however, the Indian and Saudi authorities have made special arrangements so that a whopping 32,000 pilgrims can access this exclusive service. With greater mutual efforts by the two countries, the holy Hajj pilgrimage is steadily becoming more enjoyable and peaceful for Indians.
One thing that adds to Istanbul's old world charm is its iconic trams, loved by both locals and tourists. These are now set to be replaced by a more modern streetcar. Will it maintain the aesthetic allure of its predecessor? Let's find out.
Istanbul is a timeless city full of culture and tradition. Dating back to the 7th century BC, its quaint beauty is captured by every corner and every curve in the city. What also captures its legacy are its emblematic red and white trams, built over 100 years ago and loved by both locals and tourists. The tramway has become a symbol of Istanbul's most popular shopping street, Istiklal Avenue. These old cars, however, are set to be replaced by their modernized version. The new battery-powered trams are fitted with the latest technology to ensure passenger ease and safety. The enhanced features also promise drivers better visibility and improved driving.
Tramvayımız İstanbul'un simgelerinden bir tanesi.
Our tramway is one of the symbols of Istanbul. This is why we set out with the following motto, mixing nostalgia and technology. Therefore, we wanted both to preserve the historical, nostalgic atmosphere and offer it to Istanbulites by adapting it with new technology.
Istiklal Avenue remains popular for tourists traveling to Taksim Square on the century-old trams. That's why, from their wooden floors to their reversible seats, the trams aim to stay faithful to the look of their predecessors.
I had visited Istanbul before, but I didn't get the chance to take the tram back then. It is absolutely perfect.
Put into service in 1914, the city administration plans to retire all the old trams and curate them in a transport museum. In the meantime, the newest streetcars will be launched on a trial basis and hopefully maintain the tram's nostalgic value.
It is a joy to travel, but it might not be so for your furry companions, who are either leashed or packed into a small space for hours on end. Watch our next story about a special airline for dogs, the first ever of its kind, that recently made its maiden flight with cute canines on board.
Good girl. Plush white chairs with pillows. in-flight food service, and the quintessential shoe to shred. A dog's travel dreams have finally come true. This is Bark Air, the world's first airline designed just for dogs. This week it made its maiden flight, flying excited canines with their human companions from New York to Los Angeles. The new airline aims to transport dogs of all sizes and their people in comfort and style.
Yep. Good girl. All right. This is where you'd like to sit.
That means exclusive services such as a sunlit waiting lounge filled with treats and toys and speedy check-ins. And the luxurious experience continues at even thousands of feet up in the air.
Well, what you should know first is it's a first-class experience for the dog, a business-class experience for people, and along the way, the dog's treated to a lot of pampering, including you see the pillows and blankets all over. They're covered in pheromones that make the dog more comfortable. There's a menu for them, so food that's catered for them based on what we learn when we do the intake. A drink menu for them, and even a spa treatment that happens in air. So they have this really luxury experience, and it gets them from one place to the other, which is very difficult to do these days.
So how much does a Bark Air flight cost? The price is $8,000 for a one-way international flight and $6,000 for a domestic trip for one dog and one human companion. As of now, a single flight can accommodate up to 14 people, but the airline wants to restrict it to 10 tickets, ensuring ample space for every four-legged flyer. A bigger question arises. Is this travel experience safe and stress-free for dogs?
The dogs actually respond really well. We've done some test flights, if you will, and they went perfectly. They went so well. So the dogs, we actually did experience some significant turbulence, and the dogs were fine. The dogs seemed unaffected and very calm the entire flight. So no incidents whatsoever. Some dogs, their people told us about that they may have anxiety or stress, and so we shared with them our calming treats, and those seem to work really well and make the dogs calm for the whole flight. It was a really pleasurable experience.
Currently, the airline operates flights between New York City, Los Angeles, and London. The company hopes to reach more families by making tickets more affordable and adding newer destinations like Paris, Milan, and Chicago. Book a Bark Air flight and explore the world with your furry pal if you are a passionate traveler and a pet parent.
The famous Mecca Equestrian Festival was recently held with full enthusiasm in a scenic Moroccan village. Let's explore how its residents celebrated the country's equestrian heritage.
The excitement in the air is palpable. Songs and shouts of applause are reverberating. The riders are dressed in their traditional finery, and each of them is nursing a dream to win the ancestral game. This is the village of Douarznied, almost 200 kilometers north of the capital city of Rabat in Morocco. The Moroccan riders here are competing with each other in the 12th edition of the Mecca Festival. A festival designed to showcase the North African country's equestrian heritage.
تربيت في
I grew up among horses. I used to move around on them, bringing bread to my father in the fields. They also used to give me a sense of safety and were like a fortress for me. I wasn't afraid of anyone following me, and I would gallop away on my horse to escape. That's what helped me. Riding has been in my veins from an early age.
The daring riders set off to conquer a symbolic trophy, the Mata doll, which is especially handcrafted by the village women. The Mata doll holds a special significance for these riders.
All eyes are fixed on the Mata doll. The tribes gather after the doll has been made by the village women. A young girl entrusted with its protection passes it ahead to a young man in exchange for a symbolic sum of 10 dirhams, roughly $3, given the scarcity of money in the old times. The young man carrying the precious doll then becomes the center of a thrilling equestrian joust, the Mata game.
The Mata Equestrian Festival is not just a competition. It is a thrilling spectacle of speed, agility, and competitive spirit, where the finest horses and equestrian skills are put on display.
Paris is one of the most visited destinations in the world, and millions of tourists pour into the city every year. Always a buzz with unmissable events and experiences, we bring you the latest happenings from the captivating French city.
On May 24th, the cross at the apse of Notre Dame de Paris, which survived the devastating 2019 fire, was reinstalled atop the cathedral's framework. The imposing cross spans 40 feet and weighs about 3,300 pounds, or 1,496 kilograms. It is the only element of the choir roof that resisted the flames. Some 250 companies and hundreds of craftsmen, architects, and professionals worked on this project. They are aiming for the cathedral's reopening in December this year. The cathedral is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and welcomes 12 million visitors each year. It was ravaged by a gigantic fire on April 15, 2019. The fire caused the collapse of Notre Dame's spire and part of its roof. Five years later, the restoration has made significant progress, including the reinstallation of the spire's lead-covered needle. Not far from Notre Dame, around 4,400 Parisians descended on the French capital's Champs-Élysées on the 26th of May for a giant picnic on a 216-meter red and white checkered blanket. Nearly 273,000 people had applied to take part in the event, out of which 4,000 were chosen for the culinary experience.
Today we will receive more than 4,000 people. We will serve more than 4,000 meals. You see all around us 8 temporary kitchens, which are organized by and managed and led by all the grand chefs who are just behind me, the grand chef of the Champs-Élysées, the ones of the big restaurant, of the most famous restaurant, but also we have had the help of McDonald's. I don't know where they are, but we have had the help of Deauville, which is a very famous French typical cafe.
Each guest could bring up to 6 additional people and choose one of 2 sittings, at noon or at 2 p.m. The guests were treated to free culinary delights, both on the picnic blanket and on long benches that were especially set up. The food was provided by nearby restaurants, including the renowned Fouquet's. The event aimed to show the Champs-Élysées, famous for its expensive boutiques and restaurants, was not only good for shopping.
Actually, I mean, since the Olympics are coming up very soon, I think it's a very meaningful event to be here, really, and just to enjoy the vibe of Paris. Yeah,
and I think it was just we had no expectations, and having a big picnic in Champs-Élysées. So it's a really good surprise, and we're glad to be here.
That's all we have for you on the show in this week's episode of Wings, but we'll return with another show next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.